Cool. All right, we good?
Yeah.
Good? We're solid? All right.
Good.
Hey, guys, what's up? My name is Veggie Uzumaki.
Oh, I guess this is the part where I introduce myself. Hey, I'm Saki. Nice to meet you guys. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Let's do it again.
Go ahead.
No, good.
Okay. Hi, guys. My name is Veggie Uzumaki.
Hey, and I'm Saki.
And welcome to the podcast of the multiverse. Now, as I've said a million times before, if you've heard other episodes, this is an adults-only podcast. So,
Indeed,
we're grown-ups. We're above the age of 21 and 18.
We're pretty old.
We're pretty up there.
Yeah.
So,
I'm basically an old head.
he's an old head. All
Yeah.
right. So, basically, what's going to be happening today, guys, right, is we have a special episode for you. So for those of you who come from my TikTok, you saw that I did an adult Static Shock episode, one with Static Shock. Well, this is similar, kind of like this is Static Shock story, but it's Static Shock and his team up with Anansi.
Yes, sir.
All right, you want to go ahead and tell them a little bit about Anansi, Saki?
Well, first I want to talk about the comic book. So it's a special Juneteenth edition, right? By Milestones blessed us with that. And it's probably one of the most blackest.
It's blackety black.
Blackety black, y'all. I'm talking
black.
about blacker than the bottle of Hennessy I got behind Batman's head black.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cut that out because I don't know if we can sponsor or endorse Hennessy.
I do not sponsor or endorse Hennessy.
I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can
just
show their
drink
bottle.
it, but just in case we do.
We're talking about it. He didn't show the logo. I can just blur it out. It'll be fine.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
But endorsement deals? Yeah, come on. Give it to me. Yeah. But nah, so back to Anansi. So Anansi actually got his powers from the African deity.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah, he did. He got his
from
Afri-
yeah, and it's crazy because his name is Kawaki Anansi or
What?
Kawag Anansi, I think.
Kwanasi?
Yeah, I think it's I can't pronounce it, but I'm pretty sure it is. If I'm butchering it, I'm sorry, my African brothers and sisters.
I think you talking about the god that gave.
Yeah, it starts with a K. It's like
I have no idea what his
Kawakanasi?
name is.
Really?
Kwakadasi? I don't know what his name is. Yeah, I have no clue.
Yeah. But anyway, so he got his powers from him, and that deity, the African deity, hides his powers, stores his powers inside of an actual golden spider.
Oh shit! Oh, like a spider totem.
Yeah, like a spider totem. Yeah,
Oh,
he
shit.
hides his powers
That's
in there,
nuts.
and whoever is in charge of protecting that gets passed down those powers. Yeah.
Well, damn.
And also, I like to say that it originates in Ghana, Africa. So, my Ghana brothers and sisters, we're here to represent. You know what I mean? I'm actually part.
You're part Ghana?
Yeah.
Ghana?
Ghanese.
You Ghanese? You Ghanese?
Yeah, I'm actually part.
Yo, I don't even know if that's isn't that what it is?
Guyanese.
He's Ghanese?
Guyanese.
He might be Guyanese.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. So what about Anansi's powers? Let's talk about his powers.
Okay,
I want to talk about his abilities.
Oh, so you want to know what he does?
Yeah, I want to know all about Anansi.
Okay, so basically he has the powers of storytelling. He also has the power of illusion. Yeah, he's actually given 2 superheroes their powers, or I guess he's responsible for giving them their powers. Vixen and Animal Man of DC.
Ooh.
If you guys didn't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, right?
I did not know that.
You didn't know that?
I did not know
You're
that.
the big DC guy.
And now you know.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's wild. All right. And so he also can create portals throughout dimensions. So yeah, so that's pretty cool.
That's
and
sick.
he's connected to every single story of man because all life started in Africa. So he pretty much can connect every single thing in a web-like totem. It's really cool.
Oh, wow.
Y'all should probably check
It's
him out.
kind of like the web of life or the multiversal web from Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah, it's just like that, just with everybody else. Yeah.
Now I know all y'all seen that motherfucking movie.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. Yeah.
So you should know what that is.
Adam Webb.
So today's special episode is super special, and the reason that makes this episode special more than the fact that we're talking about Anansi and his team up with Static Shock, is the fact that we're telling a story with not just one person, but two people here right now. So, with Saki here, he's going to help you guys get a better understanding of the story as it's being told. Any plot holes or anything that he can think of, any questions he can ask. That's going to be
your guy.
He's your guy, and he's representing you guys, just like I am. All right, so our story starts now. On a late night in Africa, a young man has to check on the tourists there. Deep in the night, however, he finds blood with eyes piercing in the shadows. He unknowingly being watched, these eyes then reveal themselves to be a horde of giant wasps. Luckily, the young man had a rifle. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Then appears Anansi, the mystical hero draped in black with a white mask and a spider symbol on his chest, quickly used his powers of illusion and trickery to convince the wasp that they did not belong in this world, and that because of this, they returned to whence they came.
I feel like he also killed a lot of them too.
A lot of the wasps, he did kill a lot of them. He killed a lot of them.
Yeah, he killed a lot of them.
Yeah.
So first of all, I love the fact that like how they illustrated the national park in Ghana, like how they did the whole blood, and he's looking at the tracks. And bro's like, something don't seem right. And then these giant wasp-like creatures just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's very true. Yeah. And it's like the scene itself is like so scary.
Yeah.
It's a very scary scene. I would hate to be the dude in that scene. You find blood, and then you got these giant wasps with these giant stingers coming out of nowhere.
I ain't never been stung by no wasp.
Exactly.
Like, I would hate to be stung by a magical wasp.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
My God. Could y'all imagine being stung by a magical wasp? Like,
that would be terrible. Let's see is the illustrator on here? All right, so we got Guerrero, we've got Marzan Jr., Narcisi, and Stewart III.
You actually said those names right. Like, that's the first time I've ever heard. Yeah, it's cool.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah, cool. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so far, we just met Anansi, and he just saved a guy in Africa from these mystical wasps.
Yeah.
Moving on. Now we pan over to Dakota City, where Virgil Hawkins and his family are celebrating Juneteenth. Well, that was until Virgil got the call. The Static was needed. A young metahuman who resembled a demon was lost and alone, breaking into abandoned homes just for a place to sleep. Someone even called the police on him. And the police were after him, but so was Static. Using his powers of electrokinesis, Static could sense that the young metahuman was anxious, scared, and not getting enough sleep. So basically, he was able to take the electricity with his hands, put it in the air, and he can sense people's emotions from far away. It's a really cool power.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he has actually a lot of powers like that. He can change your mood, actually, with his static electricity and everything to make you happy.
That's crazy.
Yes, because the body is made of synapses of electricity in the brain as well.
That's wild, y'all.
Yep. So the young metahuman, anxious and scared, and he wasn't getting enough sleep. Static, hot as his trails, deduces that someone, but not the cops, was looking for the young metahuman. Static enters an abandoned home, and there's a fight ongoing. Anansi is fighting what seems to be a cult member, or cult members, and they're trying to snatch the young metahuman kid. Static and Anansi make quick work of the cultists until they reveal a gem and chant for the unseen. Static rushes in to save the young metahuman, whose name, by the way, is Devante, and he is stopped by Anansi. Quickly, a giant light appears, and then they're all gone. Devante as well, and Anansi explains to Static that the cultists sacrificed themselves with the spell, folding space and time so that one could get away with Devante. For some reason, these cultists wanted Devante, and they kidnapped him. And unfortunately for our bad guys, they left a man behind who was knocked out during the previous battle. Using his power, Anansi pulls a story out of the mind of that man in order to reveal the truth of their plan and also travel to where they're going.
But before they folded space and time, Static folded that guy. If y'all seen this clip of Static rushing in, he folds that guy. He does no questions asked. He sees his homie in trouble. He goes, bam, electricity to the face.
Yeah, we're gonna put that. We're gonna put that on the podcast. Yeah, too. Yeah, we're definitely gonna show you guys the image of that. It should be playing right now, actually, as we're talking.
So basically, it's just like I think it's wild that the unseen actually put a blocker on that guy's mind, and they found that crystal, and from the crystal,
they were able to use it to teleport.
to teleport to him.
See, this is why Saki's here. You know, there might be a hole here or there, and he's here to fill that hole.
I'm here to fill
holes.
He's
here to fill the hole. All right, let's pour. Hey, so
but you know what else is here to fill holes? This cognac that has no name.
Exactly. Whatever I'm opening right now could be water. It could be juice. Who knows? It could be fruit. Pouring it into a glass.
That's some nice fruit.
You know, and this is my Batman glass. Fruit. All right. Cheers.
Got my Robin
podcast
glass.
of the multiverse, guys.
Yeah, this is one for the podcast.
Oh, God.
Okay.
That Static is looking for a young child by the name of Devante, who looks like a demon. And we know that Static found Devante, but he was kind of being kidnapped by some cultists, and Anansi was also there trying to save him.
Yeah. Also, I'd like to add that Devante actually has phasing powers. His phasing powers make it very difficult for him to actually be tracked down and traced. He can phase through walls and all that other stuff.
Oh.
But whenever he gets really sleepy and stuff like that, his phasing powers actually start slacking off. Like he half-ass phase through things. So you know, yeah,
interesting.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna continue the story. So after using his abilities to transport himself and Static to Africa, they quickly find our villains, the Star Chamber, using Static's abilities. There, a man by the name of Dr. Nemo reveals that he is behind the kidnapping of Metakids, as he uses Devante's phasing ability to summon creatures of legend, who quickly kill many of the cultists. So there was a giant cheetah and a 5-headed snake. Static and Anansi attack, and Static pretty much does this really cool static electricity Kamehameha. After, and it was like a whole bunch of volts, obviously, electricity. But this is Kamehameha. He shot it at the cheetah, and the cheetah, the light came up, and the cheetah pretty much went away. And then when that happened, Anansi went in to go attack Dr. Nemo because he thought Dr. Nemo might be vulnerable. I don't know what he was saying. Point is, he went to go attack Dr. Nemo, but Dr. Nemo was ready. Apparently, him and Anansi go back and forth because he was prepared and he had a device that could reverse Anansi's abilities against him, giving Anansi migraines and making him immobile. Due to making him immobile, Anansi was pretty much useless at that point. Static had to come in and save the day. So Static comes in, and when he does come in, he sees that the giant 5-headed snake had grabbed Dr. Nemo, and Anansi was trying to save Dr. Nemo. So Static comes in, throws a key blast version of an electrical charge, blowing the snake up and sending the snake back to where it belonged. After that happens, Static and Anansi beat up the rest of the cultists, saving young Devante, the demon-like boy, and Anansi sends everybody back on their way. And Static, saving 1, 2, 3 young metahumans, goes back to South Dakota, but Anansi tells Static to be weary of the future to come because there's a darkness looming over him.
Yeah.
Commentary!
So, I would like to say that, once they get to, so whenever they go through the portal, right?
Mm-hmm.
They go through the portal, and Static was like, he was really like overwhelmed by the feeling of fighting like mystical beings. Like he was just like, damn, like I don't think I got it cut out.
He was like, I'm too young for this.
Yeah,
man. I just started, bro.
Yeah, and then Anansi, what I think was really cool was Anansi put his hand on the shoulder and was like, hey, big bro, you got this. You come from a long line of like warriors and bravery and courage, and like I thought that was such a beautiful black on black moment. That was a blackety black moment.
That was a very strong blackety black moment. I definitely agree.
And so like I think it was really cool how they put that Anansi was like, even though he does have the powers of a god, an African deity, he still is able to get his shit folded. Like,
yeah, that's very true. He is able to get his shit folded
like an omelet. I'm talking about the unseen Dr. Nemo. made his shoulder blades clap. I mean, he hit him so hard, made his shoulder blade clap. I mean,
the thing about Anansi is you don't have to if you don't believe in his illusions. Like they aren't real; they're illusions, And he uses them to make clones of himself, everything,
yeah.
And that's like his main attack power, basically.
Yeah, and he does have superhuman strength too.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he does.
and he can walk on walls and stuff.
Yeah, he can actually. That. Yeah, he can walk on walls. He can sticks and stuff. Also, I want to let you guys know that the kids, the metahuman kids they kidnapped in South Dakota, they were being held at an old slave trade place.
Yeah, Bruce Island in Sierra Leone in Africa. Yeah, so that's where the portal spit them out at.
Yep. So
and apparently, like the pain and suffering, I guess there charged up their ritual they were doing because they were summoning these deities.
Yeah.
And so like I guess and it goes to show you, even though you have a magical crystal, you have all this, spiritual negative energy, and you can control these deities, you really can't control them because that snake wrapped him up. I mean,
that's very true.
We just had him in a headlock. He's like, oh shit.
Messing with powers that you don't understand.
Exactly.
That was basically what was going. So, this was Static's first team up as well. Fun fact, Static does not have any team up comics. So Static's team up with Anansi this is his first one. And a lot of you might remember Anansi from the TV show.
Yep.
The TV show itself takes place in Earth 12. There was our first ever we got the first ever look at Anansi in that. And I think he's really cool, and I'd love to see more of Anansi.
Yeah.
In general.
I like his little hat he has, little fedora.
Yeah, I like the fedora shit too. And he just got his little staff, he's his little stick, he's wise. No one knows how old he is. I want to know his backstory. Like, does he have a family? Is he just hopping through portals and saving people? And is he only saving people in Africa and South Dakota? Like, what's happening here?
Yeah, is he like the savior of the world? I think he's more like an African superhero.
Exactly, because the thing about Anansi is we don't have much of him, like, at all.
Yeah,
at all.
There's little to no information about him. So
it's fucking nuts. Well, anyway. Thank you guys so much for joining us. My name is Veggie Uzumaki.
And I'm Saki. Also, I have a full description of this and a breakdown on my YouTube with the link that should be presented right here. Also, subscribe to my Instagram. That should be right here. And my TikTok, and it should be right here.
That's funny. Because I could just put like eatmyass.com or some shit. I was just thinking that. Anyway, thank you guys so much.
Thank y'all.
And yeah, see you guys next time on the podcast of the multiverse.